Hello and welcome to another week of Sambo iRacing. We're back in the BMW M2 CS Racing Rookie Edition with the fixed setup, this time at Oulton Park International for another track guide. If you're new to my channel, we do a hot lap, a breakdown lap, and then we're back in the cockpit a final time with the driving line on. Right, let's start this thing. Okay, let's start the hot lap. So we're up in 5th gear, over on the left-hand side. Just dropping it down to 4th, just clipping this corner here. You don't want to be on the grass. Your exit nice and wide. As long as you've got your right-hand tyres on the rumble strip, you're fine. Leaving it in 4th gear, and then we're just trying to drop it down to 3rd, long trail off, smoothly back on the gas. Turn 3, we've actually got a little bit more leniency than we've had in previous seasons. Up to 5th, looking for this road, dropping it down to 4th, clipping the corner. Back on the gas, over to the left-hand side. We're only going down to 3rd gear here. Back up on it. I know a lot of people have been struggling to drop it down to 2nd. Well, that means the car's going too fast. There's a big gap between 2nd and 3rd. And 3rd's got plenty of torque. You'll see, I left it in 3rd again there. Rev it out in 4th, drop it down to 3rd. Trying to get as tight to the tyres as we can, just to lift through that. And we come up to the final corner, drop it down to 3rd, cut the corner, back on the gas, straighten around, up and around, hold it to the left. And we are done in a 1:45.758. There will be faster times this week, but that should get you competitive. Right, let's do the breakdown. Okay, breakdown. I'll try and go through as fast as possible. So our first braking marker, it's a little bit earlier than we'd use for the Formula cars. So just on the left-hand side here, as you can see, it is more or less just after this turn right sign. So very handy sign. So we get there, we're going to brake up to about 65%, so about 2/3 pressure. And we're going to drop it down to 4th gear and trail it off. And then we're going to start building back up on the gas before we actually get to the apex. We're wanting to just hit our right-hand tyres over the mud, but not the grass, because I know people comment and say, I cut the corner just like you and I get an X. Well, no, you don't. It means you're touching the grass, which I never do. So, yeah, and we're trying to build back up on the throttle, straighten the car out so that we can get up to 100%. You're going to come out wide, but that's fine. As I said in the hot lap, keep your right-hand tyres on the rumble strip. Jobs are good. We're going to leave it in 4th gear, and just before we get to the dip, so as you can see here, just before we get to the dip, I'm going to brake up to about 70%, so much harder than I would in most of the cars around here, because it is quite a slippy car, dropping it down to 3rd gear, and now we're trying to build back up on the gas. So it's all about smooth inputs in this car, and we're wanting our left-hand tyres to be right in the rumble strip like I am right now, and again, back up to 100% as we leave the apex. Exit wide and onto the rumble strip like I am. Now, in previous seasons, this would have been an off-track, but they've made it less severe now. We go up to 5th. So at this road on the right-hand side, well, actually, it's in between the path and the road. What we're going to do is a lift. We're going to go on the brakes to about 45%. I'm going to trail it off. And we're in 4th gear, and we're wanting to get our left-hand tyres over this rumble strip, but not over the grass that's coming up, because that is an off-track, because iRacing. Back up to 100%. Back over to the left-hand side. Now, the braking marker here is basically the last tree on the left-hand side that you see here. So as we get there, I'm going to brake, again, up to about 80%, so hard. Dropping it down to 3rd gear, we're going to trail it off all the way down to the inside apex here, and now we're going to build back up. And again, we can't just immediately mash the throttle and get up to 100% in this car. It's a bit slippy, as I say. We've got to wait till we're a little bit more straight, or I do. If you can do it, you are more talented than I. Up to 4th gear. So basically, once we straighten the car out here, we want to aim, as we are now, right at the gap between the 2 sets of tyres. Now, that might not be groundbreaking that we're aiming for a gap between the tyres and not to hit them, but what I mean is we want a kind of shallower angle. When we don't want to go out wide and then cut back in. We want to basically be aiming to get our left-hand tyres over this muddy patch on the left-hand side, as you can see here. We're in 3rd gear. We're braking. We're going to release that as we get to the 2nd apex. We're going to miss these tyres by not a huge amount. And then get back on the gas, trying to straighten her up. Back over to the left-hand side. We're going to rev it out in 4th. I think the braking marker for this is just before the 100-meter sign. Let's have a see. Yeah, just before the 100-meter sign. And we're braking as hard as we can. We're still not actually in ABS looking at that, so that's handy. And we're going to trail it off. We're in 3rd gear, just missed those tyres. Big blip of throttle, and then get back off. Tiny bit of brake just to get the weight moving over the front tyres. And now we're back on. And all we're doing around here through Knickerbock is a lift, as you can see. Lift down to nothing and then back on. Cutting the inside corner. Exiting wide. Hold it to the left-hand side. So basically, yeah, it's a tricky one, this. Normally my braking marker for this corner is the green sort of flash on the right-hand side there, where you can see the tyre wall has got this black coating on it, but it's just before there this time in this car. So we're braking up to about 75%, drop it down to 4th, trying to get back on the gas, cutting the corner as best as we can, and now we're just holding it on 100%. Oh, I did a very small lift through there. And final corner, I think it's this turn right sign or very soon after it. Yep. And we're braking up to about 85% there, dropping it all the way down into 3rd, trailing it off down towards the apex and trying to get on the gas as quickly as possible. As I say, we can't just mash the throttle pedal in this car. Back onto 100%, exit wide and hug it to the left. And that is the breakdown of Oulton. We have one final lap coming up, and that has the driving line. As always, thanks for your support. I've been Sambo iRacing, and I'll see you guys in the week. Cheers.